Hey everyone, how's it going? I want to welcome you to the showdown between JungleScout and AmazeOwl. So glad to have you guys here. I'm really excited. I will tell you guys, this is one of, I don't know if I've ever looked forward to a show so much. And the reason for that is because what we're going to cover today is so incredibly relevant to you if you are selling on Amazon. And we're going to take two very high-end product search engines or machines. One has been out for a while, has sort of become the industry standard. That would be JungleScout. And the other one is very new to the market, and it's been rising for a while. And what's been happening is people are asking, which one should I go with? Now, I will share, these are not the only product hunting machines out there. There's Camel, there's Unicorn Smasher, there's the ASIN bin one, there's a whole bunch out there. But the reason I want to feature these is because, number one, I've used both quite a bit. And number two, I've been getting a lot of questions about them. And some of these questions are legitimate complaints about both. Now, I want to give you guys a full disclaimer just to start off. Number one, I have never been paid a dime by JungleScout or AmazeOwl. Never. Could I end up becoming an investor in one of these companies? Absolutely. Have I partnered with AmazeOwl? Yes, and to this degree. I created training videos for them. The way it worked is way back when I stumbled upon their application because one of my clients told me about them. So I started looking into it. I really liked it. So I reached out to the founders because I was impressed with the data that they used. It was so similar to the standards I use for finding high potential products. And so I said, hey, I really like what you guys do. And so I started incorporating what they do into my training. However, there's been no financial transaction. So could I be biased? Probably am. Just because of the fact that I've done training for them. But at the same time, I'm going to be as objective as I can. And I'm going to ask you guys here in chat, I'm not being objective, and I will not take it offensively. I do want this to be a fair competition. Now, as many of you guys may know, I invited both sides. I invited both Greg with JungleScout, and I invited Bob with AmazeOwl. And Greg said no, he declined, or his team said no, and Bob said yes. And so as a result of that, I decided to not be alone. And so I decided to bring Bob Rogers with AmazeOwl with me and Mr. Greg with JungleScout. So this is going to be a competition between Mr. Bob and Mr. Greg. So right here on this side, you have AmazeOwl, and on this side, you have JungleScout. Bob meet Greg, Greg meet Bob. Hope you guys are friends. Shake hands. All right. Are you guys ready for a friendly competition? Yes, sir, I am. Are you too? You bet. All right, let's do this. Okay. So we are going to walk through and we're going to compare the tools. We're going to compare them for accuracy. We're going to compare them for ease of use. And we're also going to compare them for how in-depth you can go in studying a market. The biggest, most important thing I want you to take away from this show today is not even who you decide is better or who wins this competition. I want you to take away with you tips on how you can build your Amazon business, because that's what it's all about. I want you to take away practical things you can use so you can find some badass products that do really well and you can make passive income. I started doing this years ago. I'm so happy I did. It built freedom for me and my wife and my kids. I continue to do it, and now I train people on how to do it. So I'm disappointed. I wish Bob and Greg could both be here, and Bob was willing, but then I thought, well, if it's just Bob who's here, but not Greg, then that's kind of like unfair, right? So I wanted both here, and then I could have, fun creating that tension, that competition. So anyways, no evil intent at all, but I do enjoy a healthy competition. I think this is awesome. All right, so I'm going to jump over here to the chats real quick and make sure I've answered all the questions. Oh, wow, we got a lot of people here. So Saeed, good to see you. Hello, Longevity Wizard. I absolutely love that name. That's awesome. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Full Cycle Soap, how you doing? Twisty Glass Blunt. Hi, hello to you. So Cydia Top Tweaks asked this question. Will there be a repeat of this? I have to leave soon. There won't be a repeat, but it will be uploaded to the channel. It just does it automatically. So, yep, Bob, I knew it was you. I just didn't know if you wanted me to say your name publicly or not. Mohammed, good to see you. Hello, Melissa. How are you? Hello, Radu. Twisty Glass Blunt, he's still here. Hello, Amanda. Okay, I think we're good to go. Awesome. Dr. Potato. Hello, Tosh. Hello, Sai111. All right, so this is going to be a really fun show. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to walk through this together. I'm going to be as objective as I can. And like I said, if you feel like I'm, leaning the evidence one way or another, feel free to call me out. So, all right, I want to be as fair as I possibly can. So again, let me introduce you to the guests. Here we got Bob with AmazeOwl. Here we got Greg with JungleScout. This is the showdown between AmazeOwl and JungleScout. And here we go. We're going to do this and we're going to have fun doing it. And please know, if you absolutely love JungleScout, share that. And if you absolutely love AmazeOwl, share that. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. And what drives you crazy about these programs? Because I know that no one is probably 100% sold on either, but if you are, I would love to hear about that as well. All right, my friends, we are going to start, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what this is all about. So I will not be able to see the chat while I'm sharing my screen, so just keep that in mind. But I want to share my screen so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing I want to do actually is take you, just so you know, I didn't make this up, just so you can see, I screenshotted the email that I sent to Greg's team. Here was the email I sent. I took out the last name just to be fair, and that was the response. Hello, Seth. Thanks for reaching out. Unfortunately, we will be unable to join you on this interview. Thank you very much for your consideration of reaching out. Hope that it goes well, Jen. And that is communicator for Greg's team. I also reached out to him on Facebook and did not get a response there. Okay, no problem. We will continue on with or without Greg. I want to introduce you guys to a tool. Now, anytime you have a competition or some kind of test, you need a reference point. You need some kind of foundation, some people will call it an absolute, in order to which measure the accuracy of something. And so today we're going to use FBA Toolkit. Now, why this kit? This has been an industry standard for a long, long time. I have yet to meet a single high-end seller on Amazon or anyone who doubted the accuracy of this data. I'm not saying they're perfect. I'm not saying, oh, this is God, do whatever it says. But I'm telling you, the data in here is incredibly dependable. And I know I have JungleScout friends and I have AmazeOwl friends who would agree with me on this. And I myself have multiple times tested the sales of my own personal products, and they continue to show accurately within a few numbers. So that's why we're going to use FBA Toolkit as sort of the measurement of our data. Let me check back with the chat. You love for both for different reasons. Yep, I believe it. Hello, Gerhard. You want to know what's best? Yeah, absolutely. Yep, and we're going to do that the best we can. Okay, so here we go, guys. So FBA Toolkit, what it does is it gives you data on the BSR and how that affects sales. Every single little one of these dots represents products, and they use an average based on other products in this category to determine the sales. So for example, if you were selling a product in toys and games and your BSR was 1,000, and I type in 1000, and check, by the way, guys, this tool is free. So you can use it to test AmazeOwl and JungleScout on your own. So I just typed in the bestseller ranking for a certain toy in toys and games. When I hit go, that tells me it is selling on average 43 times a day. And the average is based on the last 30 days average. Since the last day, it has sold 23. And that's because a full 24-hour cycle has not passed yet. So I could go in here, I could change this to 3,000 if I want. I hit enter, and now it's going to tell me it's now at this BSR, the product is selling 22 times a day. That's what we're going to use as our standard. You have a feeling Seth will heavily promote AmazeOwl. Do-wop. Well, do-wop, I want you to be the judge of that, all right? I want you to tell me I don't expect this to be unbiased at all. Well, do-wop, I absolutely love your honesty and transparency, so no problem at all there. And you tell me if you think I'm being biased at all or not. All right, man? So going back to FBA Toolkit, we're going to use this as a way to test the accuracy because that's the first thing we're going to do. And I do want to look at, so JungleScout, I'm going to talk about them just for a moment. They have a blog, and this blog states, short answer, the most accurate in the industry. Well, what is the most accurate? Greg, how accurate are JungleScout sales numbers? The most accurate in the industry. Long answer, I'll need to know what category and range of ranks you're referring to, and then it goes on in these details on why this is super accurate. Now, AmazeOwl has not made a statement that strong, to my knowledge. If they have, guys, please share it. But I just want to give you guys an idea of where JungleScout publicly claims that their accuracy stands at. All right, so now we're going to jump over to Amazon. And we're going to use JungleScout from here. And on this end, we're also going to use AmazeOwl, which you guys can see right here. And I'm going to move over to the Hunt for Products section on AmazeOwl. So we're ready to go. By the way, all of you guys in the UK, you should shout for joy at this. This is awesome. If you haven't gotten access to the UK version, please do it. I click on Amazon, and I'm going to start with, since we're talking about it, let's start with toys and games. So I'm going to come down here. Let's go to toys and games. There we go. And now I'm going to go over to JungleScout, and we're going to do the same thing from the browser. So already you guys can see a difference, you know, pros and cons, how they work. With JungleScout, you can be in your browser using them. With AmazeOwl, you are still in an Amazon browser, but technically this is within AmazeOwl. So, okay. So I'm going to go over here, toys and games, and I'm just going to type in toys and hit enter. All right, so we're doing this on the JungleScout side. Here it comes. And let's get that on. And it's going to start searching. And over here, I'm going to also type in toys in AmazeOwl. And let's see what comes up over here. All right. So we already have some products that have come up. Now let's see if we can find the same product so we can compare them really, really well. So I'm going to go down here. Okay, this one has the AM Life. Let's see if we can, as you guys probably know, these fidget spinners are insanely popular right now. It's crazy. Or I could pick one from here to here. So that's interesting. Right out the gate, we're getting a different result just for typing in toys and games here, right? And toys and games here on AmazeOwl. We're getting a different result. Let me try this. Let me see if it makes any difference if I just type in toy. And then if I come over here and type in toy, I want to see what this does. And just so you know, I did not pre-test this or anything. I'm just going as I go, so you guys can, it can be as objective as possible. All right, so let's try, okay, this one came up again. Let's go with that one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have AM Life over here on JungleScout, and we have the same thing, AM Life, over here on AmazeOwl. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this product in AmazeOwl, and I'm going to hit save. I'm waiting for the box to come up. There it is. And even though it says hello, I don't care. We're going to test this. I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to come over here. And as you can see this right here, guys, see that? That is the same product. I'm going to look at the data for it right here. Okay, so first, I need to go back to the dashboard in AmazeOwl, which I will do. And I'm going to go to my potential products, and I'm going to find the data. Now, let's look at what AmazeOwl says about this data. It's telling me it's ranked #1 BSR in toys and games, which is phenomenal. Let's go over here and see what JungleScout says. It also says it's ranked #1. Is this true? Well, let's click on it and find out. So I'm going to type in sellers R. That's the fastest way I can find it. And yep, it is ranked #1. So far, both of them have proven accurate when it comes to the BSR. Now let's look at something else. Let's look at the daily sales estimate. So the fidget spinner, according to this, is selling 97 times a day on average, according to AmazeOwl. Go over to JungleScout. Have to click on, let's see. Oh no, it's going to be back. JungleScout just disappeared on me. Come back. Okay, let it pull up. And it says it is selling 21,540 a month. So if you guys just hover right here, see where it says 30 days? It's giving you the 30 days. Okay, so if this is doing 21,540 in 30 days, and this is doing 97 a day, well, to compare, all I need to do is go 30 times 97. To AmazeOwl, this product is selling just under 3,000 times every month. According to JungleScout, it is selling 21,000 times a month. Now that's a huge difference. In fact, if I divide 3,000 divided by 21,540, we're looking at 13. What is 100 minus 13? 77, right? No, that's 80. That's 87. So an 87% difference. Massive difference between the two. Again, I just want this to sink in. This product right here, JungleScout claims sells 21,000 times a month. And AmazeOwl claims it sells under 3,000. Guys, that's a massive difference. Okay, if I'm going to trust a tool, I need to know its sales are accurate if I want to sell something. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take, since it's #1 in toys and games, I'm going to go over to FBA Toolkit, and I'm going to drop in #1 and hit go. Let's see what it comes up. So according to FBA Toolkit, this fidget spinner is selling 107 times a day. According to AmazeOwl, it's selling just under 100 times a day. Let's go back to it. 97 times a day right there. And according to JungleScout, Let's go back to JungleScout. We're going to divide the 21,540 divided by 30. It's selling 718 times a day. So JungleScout claims it sells 700 times a day. AmazeOwl says it's around 100, and FBA Toolkit affirms it's around 100. So far in accuracy, AmazeOwl has absolutely knocked the ball out of the park. So Bob and Greg, so far, Bob, you were one step ahead for accuracy. Greg, you did not win that round. All right. So I'm going to jump back to the questions, see what questions you guys have, and then we're going to do another search. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go back. Wow, we got a lot of comments in here. This is awesome. Okay, so Dr. Potato says, LOL. Amanda says, one thing I love about Seth, he's always fair. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. I really do. Duop says, oh boy, here goes the attacks on Greg, laughing out loud. Just so you know, Duop, I don't know Greg personally, and I have nothing against him, but I'm just looking at the facts. Duop says, just stick with the features of the products and stop promoting AmazeOwl in UK, folks. I'm going to promote it because I love it. And I want to say it again, UK guys, you should get AmazeOwl because it is awesome. I absolutely love it, and it works well. So I will promote it, Duop. Exclusivia says, your trust online seller, haha. Melissa says, no one is attacking Greg nor software, just a comparison, Duop. So if you see or hear something inaccurate, by all means, point. Yeah, please do. If you see something that's inaccurate, tell me about it. I want to see it. Do any of you guys in the chat have an actual business running right now? Dr. Potato, many of them do. I know them, and some of them make 30, 40,000 a month. Exclusivia, are you running a business, Dr. Potato, as well? Exclusivia says, your trusted online seller, it's good to compare so we understand which one is best. Thank you. How about objectivity? Thank you, guys. And I know no one's 100% objective, guys. No one's going to be. And I even shared my own biases at the beginning, and I admit that. But I'm just showing you the facts. Duop says, Amanda, you had your issues with Seth and overpromoting AmazeOwl, so don't act like you didn't. All right, Duop, if this gets out of hand, I'm going to kick you out of this chat. So we're here to have a friendly chat, but if it gets too far, then I will kick you out. Everyone in the chat, I don't have one yet, okay? Yep, she did. She totally owned it. And guess what? I've been rude to people before too. I don't think that would discount them as their character, their person. Is it the monthly sales for, yes, it is the monthly sales for JungleScout, Azure D. What about Unicorn Smasher? I've used it very little. Some people on the team have used it. I'm curious of you guys, what do you guys think of Unicorn Smasher? Because I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Do you have a program to purchase? I don't, not today, Travis. And I mean, yes, I do have a program, but I'm not advertising it today. Duop says yes, because you are biased and therefore not objective. All right. And you are gone. All right, it's too far. I'm okay with friendly competition, but once it starts becoming personal, it's it. Do we know how JungleScout estimate the monthly sales? Is it by integration or extrapolation? Excellent question, Mohammed. Thank you. That's an awesome question. You know, I read the blog on it, and it basically says there's a lot of data that they use from different algorithms, but they don't actually say where it comes from. And I've asked around, and I couldn't get that data. So I don't know. And if someone knows more than I do on that, please tell me. Dr. Potato says, I'm trying to start my own business, but I'm not certain how to actually start selling products. I have only $500. Dr. Potato, we can help you. There are people in this team, myself, we can absolutely help you, man. Okay, Unicorn 2432P. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they're claiming it's 2,432 sales per day or per month. I'm guessing you mean by per month. Why is he something bad when he's just comparing? Just trying to make sure. Yes, agreed. Is there a way in AO to, okay, AmazeOwl to display the numbers for the first page of Amazon for a niche keyword like how JungleScout does? Is there a way, let me read that again, Jesse. Is there a way in AmazeOwl to display the numbers for the first page of Amazon for a niche or niche keyword like how JungleScout does? I don't think there is, and that's a really good question. So yeah, if I understand you correctly, you can still search on AmazeOwl like you would in Amazon, but as far as displaying the numbers on the first page right there, you have to do a deeper, you have to take more steps. And we're gonna get to that as far as user friendliness. Yeah, no problem, D4CO7. What about JungleScout's ability to track product sales? We're gonna get into that as well. Unicorn Smasher is good, that's awesome to hear. Seth, it was before, was only using JungleScout for product research, now I'm only using AmazeOwl. Awesome. I'm just 18. Graduate soon. It's very intimidating. It is, Dr. Potato. It absolutely is. Right now, I have one product that I found AmazeOwl. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I'm going to keep going with the show. So let's do another one. Let's pick a different category. Let's try, let me see here. I'm just going to go jump back in. And let's go down here. Let's see. Which one should we go with? How about Office, you guys? Office products. We don't talk about Office very much, and there's so much opportunity. So let's try Office, and let's do the same over here on Amazon. Let me close this out. All right. We're just going to do the same thing, but we're going to try a completely different category, different product. And I'm going to type in Notepad. Got it. Okay, so that's pulling up. And let's go to AmazeOwl. Let's try Notepad again. That's pulling up. All right. Okay, let's try this yellow thing here, the legal pad. Here we go. Okay, awesome. So now we have a different product, and we're going to find let's first find out what JungleScout says about it. So JungleScout tells us it is ranked number 41. And let's see what AmazeOwl says. I need to save it first. And now I need to return to the dashboard. And I need to go to potential products. All right, and it says it's for, okay, so they both are agreeing on the BSR, and so far we've seen that to be accurate. AmazeOwl says it sells 92 times a day, and JungleScout says it sells 14,320 times a month. So again, we just have to divide that by 30, 14,320 divided by 30. I love max, this is one of the reasons. So according to JungleScout, it is selling 477 times, 77 times a day. And according to AmazeOwl, it is selling 92 times a day. So again, we have massively, massively bigger numbers on JungleScout's side. So let's use the BSR number 41 in FBA Toolkit and see if we can validate which one is more accurate. So going down to Office. Here we go. And what was that, guys? Was it 41? 41. Okay. So 41 BSR, I'm hitting go. And 89 per day. So according to FBA Toolkit, this is selling, this product, or with this BSR ranking in this category, is around 89 sales per day. And according to JungleScout, it's 477 times a day. And according to AmazeOwl, it is 92 times a day. So we have, again, 89. See that right there, guys? That's 89 times over a 30-day average. Here it says 92. And according to JungleScout, we have, let me go back, 14,320. I'll do it again. 14,320 divided by 30 is 477 times a day. Okay, so guys, absolutely, it is clear that AmazeOwl so far wins this round when it comes to accuracy. We could test more, but I don't want to test this to death. So when it comes to accuracy, I am convinced, based on an FBA Toolkit, who I do trust, and again, I encourage you to go out there and research and Google, what is this kit all about? They are pretty amazing. And again, these little dots are literal products, like they're using data directly from Amazon. When it comes to accuracy, I cannot trust JungleScout for that simple fact, is it's giving me numbers that are not accurate. And they're not just slightly off, they're extremely off. However, as you guys know, that is not the only important thing about any program. What about ease of use, such as navigation? So what I'm going to do, this is going to be fun. I'm just going to go to AmazeOwl and I'm going to hunt. Actually, we already found a product. Let's just start with this one. I'm just going to type in track this product. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what are the steps I need to take to understand this market niche. So I click on track this product and I'm going to type in legal pad, since that is the main keyword for this, and I'm going to hit start tracking. And what it's going to do is it's going to pull up the competition. Now, while that's thinking, as you can see, it's thinking right there. I'm going to go back to Amazon, and we're going to look at all of these similar products and competitors to the legal pad. So we started with this one, and now it pulls up all of these. So Jesse, to go back to your question, I guess from this perspective, yeah, it does pull them up, but not on the first page. You actually have to go into AmazeOwl to get all that information, if that makes sense. So based on AmazeOwl, there are 12 top competitors out of 10,000. These 12 are high performing. And then based on JungleScout, we have all of these competitors. Now, what's really cool about JungleScout is you can actually filter it right here. Check this out. So if I want, I can say, well, I only want to look at the ones that are from $12 to $85. In this case, I'm going to say 0 because that will delete everything. I'm going to go from 0 to 500 reviews because I don't want the competition to be too great, and ranking 1 to, let's just say, 5,000. let's say 4,000 because office is not as big of a category. So when I hit filter, it immediately removes all the non-performing competitors based on this data that I got. And I can just close that. So now I have two that I'm looking at, these two right here. AmazeOwl does pretty much the same thing, but they have their own algorithm. So for example, if I go over here to settings, check this out, guys. It'll tell me what they're using, see right here, to determine whether or not a product is considered high potential. So anything ranking between 1 and 200 is awesome. Between 200 and 1,000 is pretty good. Blue, not so good. And gray is very abysmal. See that? And so that based on each of these categories, that's what it's using to determine that. So even if we looked at office, it's 1 to 2,000. So it's only going to show me, back to tracked products, it's only going to show me the top ones, the ones that really matter. And JungleScout's doing the same thing for me. You see that? And I may have made my filter too intense. Maybe that's why we're only having two here. But anyways, we're just going to go with it for now. So as far as usability, what do you guys think? We compare the two, the time it took for me to get this information, the time it took for me to get this information. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think this is even comparable? AmazeOwl to be very glitchy, otherwise a good tool. You know, Jill, the funniest thing is AmazeOwl sometimes starts while I'm in the middle of a meeting and I'm sharing my screen. It'll just start on its own, like, hey, notice me. It's really funny. So I canceled my JS account last month. Was a bad expense for a new FBAer. All right, Shane, thanks for sharing that. When you bring AmazeOwl to other markets, then I will switch. But as for now, JungleScout is much better. In what way is it much better? FJC88, like, could you be specific? How is it better for you? AmazeOwl, I don't own AmazeOwl, just so you know, so I don't bring it to markets. It is in UK. It will be another very soon. Saeed says, how long does it take you to find your first product to sell on Amazon, and how is the research process? It takes me a minimum of 4 weeks, Saeed, and the research process is grueling and fun at the same time. Why is JungleScout showing such high nonsense numbers, though? You know, it's a concern because I keep hearing this from people. In fact, there was a post on Facebook today in a completely different group, having nothing to do with my group, having nothing to do with JungleScout or AmazeOwl, and he compared, I think it was called Scope. There's a program out there called Scope, and he compared JungleScout to Scope, and the numbers were so far off. He was like, what is going on? Maybe there's a bug in the system. I don't know. JungleScout should totally pay you for doing QA in their product. Thank you, Garage Flips Longy. I totally appreciate it, man. Yep. I like to use AmazeOwl, Amazon Scout, and for the spinner, it shows it does 108 sales per day on average. Amazon Scout. Yeah. AMZ Scout. I know what you're talking about now. Took me a second. I live in Australia, so making the move to spend the money I've been saving on this huge thing for me. I need to be sure that what I'm going to do is 100% good for me. Yeah, I absolutely hear you. Shay, Sexy Girl, I like that. JungleScout and Unicorn Smasher gives you a list of the top sellers in the category. And they actually both do. So let me go into that a little bit. So, and you're exactly right. So check this out, guys. So if I go over here to JungleScout, see these right here? It's giving me the top sellers based on my filter. So if I want to, I can reset this and look, boom, super fast, super easy. What I do like about it is I can quickly see the ranking. And look, I can even sort it by the ranking. Check that out. Now, obviously, these don't have a ranking, but look, I can quickly see the ranking. The part that's driving me crazy is the sales are so far off, it's not even funny. Like, it's scary. Like, these numbers are completely off. Average price I found to be super accurate. Number of reviewers I've found to be super accurate. But let's go back to AmazeOwl, and I'm going to show you something. The way this works, and it does take more steps, is to see my competitors, the top 12. It already filtered them. I just click on competitors and reports. And what this does, it will take me to those top competitors. And now I can see all the top competitors. See that? And then I can go, and if one of them I think is an irrelevant product, I just hit that minus button and it will remove it automatically for me. But now I can actually sort this as well by BSR. So I can hit BSR, it just sorted it, hit it again, boom. See that? So it's from 41, 75. So really, guys, they're doing something very similar. The difference I see here is AmazeOwl takes a lot more steps to get to this point. JungleScout is easier to use. So I really think, and tell me if you guys think I'm accurate in this, I think when it comes to ease of use, just based on what we've been messing around with, JungleScout is easier to use. It is more user-friendly, and it's more intuitive. It's very easy to quickly see what I want to do. One really cool thing about it, check this out, is you can, there's usually an expand button here. Here, let me try this, guys. I'm going to go back. Watch this. Oh, that's right, because you can get the expand button. the extract button. See this right here? I can immediately jump to the next page. See how it filled it up? So number 24, Staples perforated notepad. Note that. Now watch this. I'm going to go find that product, which is the last one right there. See that? Staples perforated notepad. That product is this product. If I want to go to the next page, I just click on that and wait for it. And wait for it. Come on now. Still waiting for it. What it will do is it will take me to the next page. There it goes. See, and it just loaded everything on the next page as well. I love that. Now, if I want to do the same thing in AmazeOwl, it's not going to do that for me. What it does is it automatically searches the first 3 pages on its own. So I actually don't have to click anything, but it does take me more steps to get to this point. And now that I have these competitors, watch this, I can go in and look. So let's just say, for example, I want to study this competitor. I click on him, and I can go in here and I can see their BSR history chart. And by clicking on each of these buttons, it'll tell me over here what they did. So check this out. See that description? See that description? The blue is the new, the black is the old. So it's telling me what they changed, and it gives me an indication, at least a strong hint, as to why their BSR changed. In other words, if I click on F and I go over here and look at F, it's going to tell me, oh, this is what changed when their BSR changed. And then it goes up and down, and this is giving me an idea of the changes they've made. And I can do that on each individual one. I can also see the photos. I can also see the current state with the basic information of what it's doing. On JungleScout, I can't go as deep as that. I don't have that option. So JungleScout, I can get a really fast overview of not sales, but their rank. Their rank is accurate. Their number of reviews is accurate. I've tested it. And their rating as well. I can get a quick overview. So if I'm trying to find something quick, I can. But the most important part to me is sales. Why? Well, let me show you. If I'm in here, let me go back. If I'm in AmazeOwl and I'm looking to sell a product, the market for the product is determined by how much money people are willing to pay for it. So just looking at this data, these 12 top performers are spending, are making $5,306 in gross revenue a day. That tells me the market for this legal pad is 5,306 per day. If I go 5,306 times 30, the market is 159,000 a month. So instead of looking at an individual product, I'm actually looking at a market. And that's one thing I like about this side is it's giving me a bigger and deeper picture of that market. See, and it gives me hints as far as demand level is going to be a little difficult, but not too bad. I'm sorry, the demand level is a little bit low. I still need to do monthly searches, and then of course, ease of entry and confidence. So let me go back to the chats. I don't want to ramble, guys. Let me see what questions you guys have. Okay, what about JungleScout's ability to track product sales? So that is my greatest concern. Alexander, as for me, it's a fair competition. Love the show. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, Alexander. No problem, Dr. Potato. Unicorn Smasher is good. Oh yeah, I read these already. Can you try this with another product, please? Yes, Stravos, I can definitely do that. Can you? Absolutely. Stravos, anyone, pick a category and we'll do it. I think that's totally fair. You guys pick a category so you don't think I set this up or something. So hurry and type it. There is a delay, but I want to keep this going. So anyone pick a category and we'll just go find one. How can we confirm FBA Toolkit is accurate? Jesse, I wanted to do that by using a specific product of someone who I know. But I understand no one really wanted to share their product for the whole world because anyone can see this video. You know what I mean? So for that very reason, Jesse, I can't do that level. But I can tell you this: if you Google it and search it, if you talk to AmazeOwl and you talk to JungleScout, they will both agree FBA Toolkit is awesome. It is accurate, and I've tested it 100,000 times with my own products, and it's accurate to the T, like within a few sales. I love FBA Toolkit, and so I do. I know you're taking my word for it, but you know what you should do, guys? I encourage everyone to do this. Go test your sales on FBA Toolkit. Find the ranking of your product in its category. Go here to FBA Toolkit, guys. Type in that number and tell me what number comes up, and tell me if it's far off. I guarantee you'll be surprised. It's awesome. So that is the one product I am glorifying right now is FBA Toolkit. Okay, so did anyone pick a, I'm looking for it. Did anyone pick a category for me? You want to do this, Ace and Steve? You got it, brother. All right. Is there any way to check with the competitor listing more optimized with AmazeOwl? Is there any way to check with, Yes, there is, and I'll show you that later. Absolutely there is. You can go super deep on that. I will tell you guys, JungleScout's easy to use. I mean, I think it really, would you guys agree, it wins that side. But as far as going in depth, it's not even, you can't even hold a candle to what AmazeOwl does for me. I can just go so deep on it. But let's go back to objectivity. Here we go. Let's look up this ASIN. Thank you, Steve, for offering that. Totally appreciate it, brother. I'm going to go here, and let's find this product. Okay, guys, so we got the PJ Masks Digital Watch Blister. All right, and now we're going to go over to AmazeOwl, and let's do the same thing. Let's hunt for products. Go to Amazon, drop it in, boom. Okay, there we go. And I'll wait for it to load. AmazeOwl is slower. It takes longer. Wouldn't you guys agree with that? You have to wait more often, as you can see. But it's deeper. It's slow but deep. Okay, now we're going to go to potential products. Let's find the PJ Masks. Okay, so here we go. So it is telling me it's selling 8 times a day on average. And this is in sports and outdoors. See that, guys? And I'm going to copy the rank so we can use it. Now let's go to JungleScout and see what JungleScout says. It's telling me it is selling 193 times a month. So if I go 193 divided by 30, it's telling me it's selling 6 times a day. So very close. So 193 sales divided by 30, 6 times a day. So we got 6 and we got 8. All right. Let's go back to FBA Toolkit and let's go to sports and outdoors. Drop it in, hit go, and it's selling 3 times a day per this. This is interesting. All right. So again, let's go back. So AmazeOwl says it's selling 8 times a day. JungleScout saying it's selling, forgot. Sorry, that was 6. What was AmazeOwl? 6 and 8. Okay. And FBA Toolkit saying it's selling 3. Okay. So in this situation, we have all 3 off. Now it's hard with a smaller number because if you go from 3 to 6, even though that's double, it's really hard to make that accurate. If you're only 3 off or 5 off in this case, but it's super, super close. So yeah, so I would rather pick one that has a higher number so we can get more accurate, because 8 and 3 and what was it again? 6 are extremely close. So in this case, JungleScout is closer based on what FBA Toolkit is telling me. Absolutely. Any category you guys want me to pick. And again, I want to pick ones that are ranking higher because it's going to give us more data and then it's easier to get an accurate interpretation. Let me go back here. Facts are facts, no matter what the perceived relationship is. Frank Bonova, never go with only one product, always compare info. I think this comparison would have been better with someone who's not invested in either product. Well, Darren, I'm not. What do you mean invested? Invested as in I like AmazeOwl better, or invested as in I get paid? I don't get paid by him. Said this entitled for his opinion, but does not come off as unobjective because of his relationship with AmazeOwl. Well, Darren, just test it then. Come onto the show and test it with me. You know, I invited both teams to be here to make it as fair as possible. Is it beneficial to have both JungleScout and AmazeOwl, or can I use AmazeOwl and get what I need to get done? So I will share my opinion on that at the end. AmazeOwl is the best price for someone just starting. AmazeOwl is free when you start. Yes, Larry, I agree. I was watching on my phone, but switched to laptop. I can no longer play video. Greg Mercer has an awesome group as well. I'm sure he does, Darren. And yeah, look for the amazing. Okay, awesome, cool. All right, guys, so let's do this. Let's pick one more just for fun. And I'm going to go to a best seller item. All right, so let's try Amazon.com. And by the way, if you guys don't know this, this is a really cool way to find potential products. And let's go down and find something selling a lot. Let's go with a shoe. How about a shoe? That sounds good. It's a Crocs shoe. My son loves Crocs. All right, so I'm going to just take this guy right here, copy that, open up JungleScout. Let's see what JungleScout is saying. Come on, JungleScout. There it goes. All right, it's telling me it's number 3 ranking, and it's selling 4,116 times a month. 116 divided by 30. So it's saying it's selling 137 times a day. Got it, guys? 137 times a day. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to AmazeOwl. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hunt for a product, and let's find the exact same product. And you tell me, guys, what you think. Here we go. And it's not coming up. I typed it in correctly. Let me try getting the title. Maybe that'll help All right, Crocs. Whoops. All right, Crocs unisex classic clog. Here we go. Back to AmazeOwl. Type it in. And let me make sure this is the same one. Okay, perfect. All right, so now let's check out, let's make sure the seller's rank is still accurate. It's saying it's number 3. Going back to JungleScout again, it's telling me it's number 3. Okay, awesome. So according to JungleScout, it's selling 137 times a day. According to AmazeOwl, we're gonna find out. So let's go back to the dashboard. Potential products. And according to this, it is selling, it's not giving me the data. So I don't know. First available 6 years ago. Yeah, so I don't know. It's not giving me the data, so I can't compare these two. I wonder what FBA Toolkit would say, though. Let's just look there. So it is, let's see, what is the rank? It's number 3 in clothing. Oh, you know what? FBA Toolkit does not give you ranking in clothing. I picked a bad product. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go with one more. Let's just do this one more time just for fun. So let me go back to a different category. How about, let's go home and kitchen. And I'm just going to type in kitchen. It pulled up. And I'll do the same thing over here. Actually, I'll just find the BSR because it's faster that way. All right, let's go with the Pampers. Grab the ASIN, hit JungleScout, go to AmazeOwl, hunt for products. All right, let's check it out, guys. All right, perfect. So we have another one to look at. Let's see what happens here. Waiting for it to load. And hit save. Got it. All right, return to dashboard. Let's come over here. And now let's check out what JungleScout says. Okay, so JungleScout is telling me that this product is selling. Wait for it. I'll jump over to AmazeOwl, see if it gives me any information. Where did it go? Guys, I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm in the wrong. I was in track products. I need to go to potential products. My bad. There we go. Okay. And it doesn't give me the information either. Bummer. So I don't have the daily sales estimate on this. So yeah, that's a bummer. This is telling me it's selling 29,000 times a month. So I'm going to do 29654 divided by 30. That's 900. So the JungleScout is telling me it's selling 988 times a day. So let's go to health and personal and drop it in. And what was that ranking again? It was number 40. Okay, got it. Here we go. Number 40, drop it in. That's telling me 178 times a day. This is telling me 988. So this, yeah, the sales volume is the biggest concern with JungleScout. So according to FBA Toolkit, it is selling 178 times a day. You guys see it right there? But according to JungleScout, it is selling 988 times a day. Okay, cool. So guys, I would love to go deeper. And I could do that, but I'm going to do that on another show. Let me go back to where I can see you guys to close this up. Give me 1 second, team. Stop sharing. Okay, cool. All right. Can you guys see me okay? So thank you guys for your patience as I went through that. I know some of that got a little tedious. I hope this is helpful. Image rights belong to Disney. Yeah, that's another topic for another day. So, you know, I'll just tell you, I don't sell branded items like that, not private label. You have the first right sale doctrine where if you buy something like Disney, you can sell it, but you can't keep selling it. That's what retail arbitrage is all about. You're not buying multiples of the same thing and creating it yourself. You're just selling what you bought. You know, so for the retail arbitrage, that's fine. But with private labeling, it's not. So Price Checker 2 showed that product at $444 a month. And Steve, are you referring to the ACE? I'm guessing you're referring to the ASIN you gave me. So thank you, man, for sharing that. How does AmazeOwl choose the competitors for niche? How good is it? So it does it based on BSR in sales. It takes all the top sellers and it just puts those in the, it's kind of like the Apple versus PC days where if you're going to buy a computer, you want to know what the market's like, you would look at Apple or you would look at PC, right? A PC, I should say. there were a lot of other computer companies out at that time, but their sales were so low, it didn't really affect the market. And that's the idea behind it, is you want to look at your top competitors alone to figure that out. Stop being so defensive, people. I'm not attacking Seth, just giving a different perspective. Chill. All right. I'm not sure what you're referring to, man, but cool. Saeed says tactical flashlights. We do appreciate the comparison. Awesome. Thank you, D-Doodle. I appreciate it. Colette says, could someone please tell me how to get this playing on my laptop? I don't know, but this thing will save, okay? It will save and you can watch it later. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Shay. Mohammed says, it seems that AmazeOwl strongly depend on FBA toolkit. JungleScout was doing something else. And what I would say, Mohammed, is just make sure you do this. Test it yourself. Go look at your sales, compare it with FBA toolkit. Hold me accountable to this. It will be mostly accurate most of the time within a very small percentage. I do trust FBA toolkit, and that's what I'm using. Seth, you can check after 1 minute. Okay, so are you referring to AmazeOwl? I can go back and see if it later pops up. I'm guessing you are. Awesome. Yeah, AmazeOwl definitely is slower. I agree. Thank you. Absolutely. Yeah, no problem, Freddie. Happy to help. Okay, cool. So guys, I hope this has been helpful. Let me jump back to where I can see my video. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Listen, at the end of the day, please know this: friendly competition is friendly, right? There are people, I have friends who sell on Amazon, and guess what? We compete, but guess what? We're friends. We're not enemies. You can actually, it's maturity to be able to compete with someone and not take it personally. Like, it's cool. It's fun. You're missing out if you don't do that. So competition drives me. When I hear someone's crushing on Amazon, I want to do better. So please know. Thank you, Bob, for attending. Thank you, Greg, for attending. We love you guys. We're not against either of you. I hope this has been helpful. Greg, you win for ease of use and speed. Bob, you win for in-depth and accuracy. So you guys pick. Which one would you do? If you're building a business on Amazon, would you want in-depth and accuracy but slower and harder to use? Or would you want speed and less accurate? I believe there's value in both tools. But that's all I'll say. All right, guys. I hope this has been awesome for you guys. Listen, if you're selling on Amazon, I just want to speak a piece of truth, okay? Remember this: the #1 challenge you have against succeeding is you. Not me, not a program, not JungleScout, not AmazeOwl. It's you. Just like me. Every day I get up in the morning, stand in front of the mirror, and I remind myself, I am the only person who can get away with my success. I am the only person who will stand between me and getting to my goals. Therefore, I need to get my butt out of the way, and I need to go crush it. And that's my encouragement to you. Get out there and crush it. Take ownership for your success. You can make this happen. And I hope you guys had fun. Love you guys.